Pinanjali here asks that how has the art of storytelling been an important part of your life?
Art of storytelling is very important. Honestly, not only from an influencer's angle, even if you look at the art of storytelling from a show, from a TV show, or from a movie, if the story is told to you in an interesting manner, you would enjoy it. And hence, when I write a blog or an Instagram post, though the word limit honestly exceeds, most of my blogs are about 700 plus words. All my Instagram posts are long paragraphs, etc. But they are written in a very interesting manner so that the reader is glued onto it and doesn't get bored. And I like it that way because I like to write, and that's the passion that flows with the story.
I can totally relate to Shilpa and I totally agree with her because even for me, writing has been my passion before Instagram even existed. So for me, I love writing. It's something and I'm also extremely talkative and I always have 1,000 stories to tell everybody, right from a stranger to a best friend. I'm a huge chatterbox. So yeah, storytelling is extremely important. In fact, even in my Instagram stories, I'm often, talking about stories of I met a dog or I fed a cat or I cooked this, but I just always have 1,000 stories to share.
Has online platforms become a game changer as more and more bloggers and influencers and even huge brands are promoting over IGTV? Do you think it's become a game changer, Shilpa? As more and more bloggers.
Okay, I don't know if it's specific to this time or even earlier. Honestly, this time it's become a game changer because our physical events have stopped. So obviously, digital marketing has grown tremendously and will keep growing, and hence blogging, IGTV, reels, other things would keep growing. So I would say yes, it's a game changer, but you should know what you want to promote, what kind of products you want to promote, what kind of brands you want to associate with. Today, if I promote a certain brand which I don't use in my daily life, it will be of no use. Like for example, I did a video for Slice, which was they always wanted to promote it as a replacement of real mango. So that's when I did an interesting video where I said "Mujhe aam khane," and that's when my second character gives me a mango slice. So it's always be very realistic and know what kind of brands or products you want to promote so that people relate to you. And yes, it's already changed the game and it'll keep changing.
Like Shilpa said, now with the lockdown, obviously it's not, technically digital marketing changed the game long back. From the day we all had Facebook and maybe Orkut before that, but from the time of Facebook is when digital marketing suddenly came in with a boom and social media is the way to go. But yeah, with the pandemic, definitely digital is making a huge wave across everything. Now, of course, it's not just social media, but now, for example, all of us know web series. Just couple of years ago, no one used to really care about web series so much, but now it's all about web series. My own mother watches 2-3 series, there are different types of series every day. So yeah, digital has definitely made a huge mark.
Nowadays, we read news and articles relating to suicides and murder a lot, right? And the case of Sushant Singh Rajput being at the top of the list. So, how do you think that people are taking news like these in their everyday life? I mean, are they getting instigated to serve on their pessimistic mindset? Or are they just trying to learn from what mistakes these people are doing and trying to have a positive take on their life?
So I think there are different ways of how you could look at these things. Everyone has their own challenges in life. If I look back, I think the problem that I had 5 years back or 10 years back are no longer problem for me. I would just laugh upon themselves and I used to think, मैं पागल थी, मैं ऐसे सोच रही थी उस बारे में. Smiling faces on the internet deceive you. You think they're living a very happy life and they get depressed from time to time about a big issue, small issue, etc. I would say before you take any drastic step like what Sushant Singh would have taken, or we keep reading a lot of things, you should think of people who would do anything to live your life. For example, even if I look at your life, there are many people who would be inspired by you. I would say a happy life is much better than $1 million in the bank. So that is the kind of situation that we should be in. And yeah, life is life. You can break rules, you can do anything. It's your life. You should be living it the way you want. There is no one to tell you. I mean, obviously, your parents, spouse, siblings would tell you, "ये नहीं करना, वो नहीं करना." But you should live the life that you want.
With every single person, I mean, there's a strength which we all have from within, and there's a strength which we need to build. Like now, I feel like people who go for, suicide and Sushant Singh's case was very depressing. I was not even a fan of his. I've never seen a single movie of his. Maybe a little bit of MS Dhoni. But the day I heard of the news, I just felt so bad. I was like, oh my God, he was barely like a year older than me, and why would he do that to himself? He had his whole life ahead. I felt so bad about it. And then later when I would read the news, I read about so many children in India, like 15, 16-year-olds who killed themselves out of depression because he killed himself. So I was like, wow, what's going on? And even yesterday I was reading up something where in Ludhiana, in the past 1.5 months, I think, ever since the lockdown started, about 120 people have committed suicide in Ludhiana, which is basically an average of 1 suicide a day. Most of them were, of course, due to financial issues, which again is something people really can't help. But overall, depressed people have, the lockdown has definitely got people more depressed. And the main key to such situations is, firstly, if you're in depression, seek help. Talk to somebody. Don't keep it hidden. Don't let it all boil up. Do not get yourself into more negative thoughts. Surround yourself with people who are positive. Speak to family members. Speak to your parents. They're the ones who love you the most. Speak to your siblings. Speak to your best friends. Do something about it. Seek counseling. Seek help. But do not get more and more negative. Do not let your mind play games with you. Basically, try to get out of it and be positive, be optimistic. There's so much more in life. Everybody goes through bad phases, but the main agenda is that this too shall pass. Like on a personal level, during this pandemic, I've been alone. Like my family is in Pune, and I've been all alone in Gurgaon. So during the pandemic, I had landlord issues. I had to shift houses, look for a house. I had surgery. I got hospitalized. I went for surgery alone. I was admitted in the hospital alone. I came back home alone. I did jhadu pocha bartan alone. I spent 3 months living all alone in a house. All alone. No flatmates, no brother, no sister, no best friend, no boyfriend. But I did everything alone. Then I even had job trouble. I had work and I had issues at work also. So then I had multiple things which could have gotten to me. But I still managed to make through it. So everybody can say you've got to be strong.
Many people have started using digital media as a platform to showcase their talents, as well as even during these stressful times, the people all over the industry are trying to make our lives a tad easier by releasing various movies on the OTT platforms. How do you think are these platforms going to affect the everyday lives of the people? Does everything being online is forcing us to be in the phone all day long?
For our generation, there's nothing which can be done about us. This is very true. All of us are glued to our phones 24/7. Right from the moment I wake up till I'm sleeping, I'm on my phone. But one thing I do feel bad for when I see it in day-to-day life is children. When we were young, we would go to the park to play. We actually went outdoors. But now I see infants. I see my mom's friends' grandchildren. I see my own nieces and nephews. They do not, they are toddlers. They can't even talk, and they're yet glued to a screen. So I feel, digital and all these mediums, these screens are basically snatching away the childhood from kids.
Technology is great, but everything has its own ups and downs. जितना phone use करोगे आपकी आंखें खराब होगी. There's a lot of downside for it. But the upside is that we are all, thanks to technology, we are on a virtual thing. And we are all in different cities. June is in Gurgaon, I am in Delhi, you in Kolkata. Thanks to technology, that people have been able to study, they have been able to work, they have been able to do a lot of other things which otherwise wasn't possible. But everything has its own ups and downs. I think parents these days should put parents as well as kids as well as adults should have restriction for screen time. Like with my own husband also, we after we come to our bedroom, we don't, obviously we browse through Instagram or whatever till 15-20 minutes, and then we make a rule, koi phone nahi uthayega, agar uthayega to punishment hogi. So same way we should put restrictions on ourselves, because otherwise you keep looking at different situations and on Instagram, Facebook, etc., and you keep browsing. There's no end.